Okay. Hello, overthinkers, overanalyzers, self-doubters, because those are literally all the things that would hold you back from listening to your intuition. And I'm really excited to help you with this today. You will find out. My promise to you is that by the end of this video, you find out exactly why you're not allowing your intuition to flow through you and out beyond you, why you're not acting or trusting in your intuition, because that's really what it is, right? So, like, there are things that the mind just cannot understand, cannot pre-calculate, cannot cognize. And so the more you overthink, the more you self-doubt, the more you overanalyze, the more you're using your head. And your intuition isn't up here. Your intuition is in here and in here, right? Um, where to even begin? I'm going to do my best to keep this as short as possible, but I also want you to gain something from this, right? So, this is a take on Bashar. So, if you've watched Bashar, you're going to love this. If you haven't watched Bashar, this is going to be very good for you. And if you wanted to learn more, go listen to him. Bashar. So, Bashar talks about, a lot of people call it the higher self, right? The higher self. Intuition comes from the higher self. And Bashar refers to it as the higher mind. And I really like this because the higher mind is the part of you that is connected to spirit, right? The higher mind is the part of you that can see your journey ahead, that knows all of the soul contracts, that knows all the dead ends and all the pitfalls and all of the swirly roads that lead you where you're supposed to go or meant to go. And the physical mind, right? So we have our two minds, the physical mind and the higher mind. Now, the physical mind, and I really want you to hear this, okay? The physical mind is not designed to be able to pre-calculate or understand the future moving forward, right? The physical mind is not designed to pre-calculate or predict or figure it out, right? When we're in our heads, we're trying to figure it out. We're trying to figure it out. We're trying to figure it out. We have to let that go because our brain is not designed to do that. Our brain is simply designed to be, our physical mind is simply designed to be the receiver of the information from the stimulus of this holographic projected universe and send it up to the higher mind so the higher mind can then communicate to the physical mind with the body and where the heart needs to go. Okay, so that's like number one, is that it's understanding that there are things that your human mind cannot perceive, believe, or even pre-calculate, control, any of that. And so this is truly like a full on surrender, trust, and letting go. Now, if you're more in like a science industry, engineering industry, or you have a very scientific based mind or a very step one, step two, step three mind, it's just going to take it's not impossible for you because actually you'll find that science is very intuitive and that engineering also requires an intuitive nature to it. There's a level of creativity, so it's not that you don't know how to be intuitive, it's just that there's facets of yourself that you trust your intuition in and others that you don't, and you just more anchor it into the, okay, of course, if I put this beam on this beam with this beam next to it, there's going to be more stability. Or if I mix this chemical with this chemical or do this concoction, it's going to have this result. But there's still some sort of creative, intuitive aspect to it. So it's not that you have to learn to be intuitive. You're already intuitive. You just have to open up yourself to the places where you want intuition to come in and be moving through you. Allow this intuition to come in. Now, how does intuition feel? Right? How does it feel? Again, I'm gonna say two things. The first one, I'm gonna defer to Bashar again because it's brilliant. So the Intuition comes to you usually in the form of like an excitement. It's like an exciting and there's caveats to this, so hang out with me for a second. But usually if you're feeling really excited about something, or you can't stop thinking about something, or all of the sudden you learned that you wanted to invest in stocks and now you can't stop thinking about doing all this research about stocks, that's your intuition. If you can't stop thinking about a new dish, if you can't stop thinking about a new laundry detergent, if you can't stop thinking about a new restaurant, if you can't stop thinking about a new set of paints or a new whatever, right? Whatever you can't stop thinking about, but that feels exciting, not anxious, not fear-based, not scarcity-based. If you feel good thinking about it, that's your intuition. Okay. Another thing of this is there's like 3 aspects to this actually. So your intuition also can come to you in the form of your imagination, our third eye. So you don't have to have perfect third eye. Like I'm just giving off different areas in which you can like just feel it, feel for it, feel into it for yourself, right? Like, where is this? Where is this for me? I'm giving lots of options. So like I said, you could identify the exact place where you're blocked in your intuition, or where you just need to pour more energy and love and trust into your intuition. But it can also come to you in your third eye, right? Because actually our pineal gland, there's a lot of theories about the pineal gland. That's like where the soul rests and blah, 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 blah. Technically, we're not a soul inside a body. We're actually a body inside of a soul. But anyway, our imagination is the key to the higher multidimensional realms. Our imagination is the key to the quantum field, to the limitless unified field of possibilities, right? And so our higher mind, because it's an energy, because it doesn't have a verbal or physical existence, it must communicate to us in the form of energy, which translates through our pineal gland as images. Right. And so if you keep imagining going for a walk, or if you keep imagining, going to that restaurant, or if you keep imagining about the stocks, or if you keep imagining about journaling, or if you keep imagining about, what you want to wear today, or whatever, like it could be fucking anything, guys, literally. Okay. That is your higher mind speaking to you. Okay. It is your higher mind speaking to you. Now, there's a third caveat to this. Okay. And now we can have intuition about bad things in our life, right? We can have intuition about like, I don't want to say bad people because that's placing a value judgment on them, but people that are not in alignment with our highest good. And actually that's still debatable, because technically they're all aligned in our highest good, even if they're perceived as negative, because there's still gifts in the negative. So I hope you understand that. If not, you need to hang out here a little bit more. But the person that you feel a little unease around, the person that is, it could be as extreme as the person who abuses you, right? Like, there's different variables here. This is a general video, obviously. This all changes case by case. But your intuition is that gut feeling. So it can sometimes be your imagination, where it's like you can imagine, where they're going to lead you astray, or you can feel like you can sense that that's not the right path moving forward. Or if it's between this job and this job, you keep imagining on one side that it's going to not work out. It's not going to work out, right? The thing that makes the difference here, because it's like, okay, well, where is it when it's coming from anxiousness, anxiety, and fear? Or when is it coming from my intuition? And here is the trick. Here is the nuance. I'm going to give you the answer. Okay. Your intuition, in that matter of fact, okay, in that circumstance, your intuition comes to you in a place of emotional neutrality. It's emotionally neutral. It's like, it's not stress induced. It's not anxious induced. It's not fear-based induced, right? It comes to you in the form of emotional neutrality. And then if you attempt to ask again, or you're not listening, then it will come to you in the pretty much the same exact message. See, thoughts get distorted. It's like, oh, well, what if this happens? And oh, what if this happens? And oh, what if this happens? And then this happens. The thoughts and the scenarios can like morph, right? The intuition doesn't do that. The intuition is like, here's the facts, and this is it, right? And it's neutral. It's not placing a value judgment on you or the other person. It is not, you have to protect yourself or you have to not protect yourself. It's like emotionally neutral and very fact-based. And it comes from a very observative a place of observation. The longer you hang out with me, you'll find I make my own English because I'm not originally from this planet. But it comes from a place of observation, right? So that's where like discernment comes in. Discernment is being able to see something before you and evaluate it, but without placing that value judgment on it. Again, that comes from that like very data-based place. And see, that's why it's like, it's not incongruent for the overthinker, for the self-doubter, or for the overanalyzer to get this, because actually you need to be in a space of observation, right? And a lot of you guys come from that observation place. You're just using that energy in the wrong vehicle. You can do this. Let's see what else is coming through. So the biggest thing Creator wants you to know is that the intuition comes in a very emotionally neutral place, and that the answer doesn't change. It's always the same answer. And so like when you should have, grabbed your other set of keys before you left, or when you should have taken that other way to work and you didn't listen, don't get upset with yourself and be like, oh, I'm never going to be able to listen to my intuition, because what you speak becomes prophecy, right? It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. But then be like, go back and reflect. What did it feel like when that information came to me? What did I sense? What was my response? That's a big one. And that's what I've actually been playing with myself lately. Like anytime that I get an intuition or intuitive hit, if I'm like, no, I can't do that because, or no, that's not going to work because, or no, anytime I'm noticing that I'm answering or responding no to something, it's like, okay, Haley, you're using your physical mind and you're not listening to your higher mind. Okay. Your higher mind knows the way. And I'm going to go into the questions that you can ask yourself here in a moment, but your life is in a way like preordained, right? Destiny, fate, it's all there. And the higher mind can see the winding path. It can see the road. And our physical mind's like, yeah, but this river I've been going down, I really don't want to. This current, I don't want to go down anymore. I want to go down this current over here because this current looks like it's going to lead me where I want to go. But the higher mind can see that current ends into a mudslide. And the higher mind's like, nope, I'm trying to protect you. I know it looks nice and flashy over there. There's a mudslide over there. So it brings you back through intuition, through imagination, through excitement. It brings you back to the current of your life. And you're like, oh, look at this one over here. Like, oh, nope, that's a swamp over there. Trust me, you don't want to go over there. There's got alligators and snakes and all sorts of stuff lingering in there. Come back to the current of your life. And so we have to trust. And see, the thing is too, that people don't want to trust their intuition. They don't want to trust their higher mind because they feel like it will lead them astray. They feel like their intuition can hurt them. But in reality, oh my gosh, I'm going way off, but I feel like this needs to be said. Because ultimately, if you're not listening to your intuition, you feel like you can't trust it. You feel like you need to be in control because you're the only one that you can trust. But in reality, what that's saying is that you really don't trust you. Because the honest to God truth is that the higher mind is you. It is you. So why would your higher self that's more connected to source or more awakened to its connection to source than you are, why would your higher mind lead you astray? It wouldn't. And anytime, like I followed my intuition and I have gotten my heart broken or I have gotten manipulated, but it led me to a very purposeful, meaningful, trajectory altering, wise point in my life where I grew from it. It was a good lesson learned, and I will never make that mistake again. See, like when you're having a toddler learn to walk, if you try walking for them or hold their hands the whole time, then you know they're never actually going to learn how to walk. You have to let them fall, right? It's not that you don't trust the higher mind to protect you, because it will protect you. It's that, do you trust yourself to be able to pick yourself up, pick up the pieces, and actually find the valuable lesson in there? Okay, so the easiest way to follow your intuition is to start following your intuition, because here's another thing. When you don't follow your intuition, when you don't listen to the higher mind or the higher self and what it's trying to tell you, it's not going to give you more. It's not going to give you more. Why would it give you more when you haven't even taken the first step? Why would it give you step 3, step 4, step 5 if you haven't even listened to step 1? It's a practice. It takes discernment. It takes playing. My suggestion to you is to have a little fun. So now here we get into the root. Here's the root. This is the moment you've been waiting for. Okay? I'm going to close my eyes. I just want you to feel in this for you. Okay? There's always a reason why one does not listen to their intuition. And it's always because there is a belief about it. There's a belief that the intuition will lead you astray, or only spiritually gifted people have intuition, or that I'm just too much an overthinker, or I need to have some control over my life, whatever it is. But I want to help you identify right the fuck now. I want to help you identify what that belief is. So I'm just going to lay off some questions to you, and I just want you to listen and kind of think about, what is it? Okay, I'm hearing a ringing in my ear. This is a great, creator, thank you. This is a great test for you. Let's see. Let's see. So we just get in the zone for a second. Okay, so how is it protecting you by not listening to your intuition? How is it keeping you safe by not listening to your intuition? How are you safer because you don't listen to your intuition? How are you able to better protect yourself because you don't listen to your intuition? Those questions right there, if you answered those, there's the belief that's blocking you from being able to fully embody the divine feminine aspect of listening and following your intuition, gut instinct. Let's see, what else? What's the worst thing that can happen? Because a lot of it is fear, a lack of trust and fear. What is the worst thing that could happen if you listen to your intuition? What are you most afraid of happening if you listen to your intuition? Who are you afraid will deny you or call you crazy because you listen to your intuition? Who are you afraid that you will lose because you struggle to listen to your intuition? Or I'm sorry, who are you afraid you will lose because you listen to your intuition? And then what's the best thing that could happen because you listen to your intuition? And why are you afraid of that? I hope that this video was helpful. My name is Haley Carbajal. I am a starseed mentor and healer. I firmly believe that each and every person has a gift, skill, or ability that is meant to be shared with the world. And my whole purpose on this planet is to help facilitate you in fulfilling your soul's mission and purpose, what you were destined here to do and be. I have a few options of working with me. I have a budget-friendly option where we meet every single week for less than $8 a month, or you can book a one-to-one with me. All of the links are down below. I also have a talk show on Bold Brave TV where you can tune in every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and join me live for a conversation like this and longer, more in depth. And you know what? If you found this helpful, smash that like button. If you know somebody who's struggling with their intuition, like a friend who's also a overthinker or overanalyzer, share this with them. If you found benefit in it, share it with the world. That's how we help facilitate. That's how we help make ourselves stronger in unity and community. The age of Aquarius, new earth, right? Age of Aquarius is all about community. So share it with somebody that you know would benefit. Make sure to follow if this rocked your socks off. And I want to know, what are your practices for enhancing your intuition? Or my channel's still small enough right now where I can help facilitate you. So any further questions that you have or any further things that you want me to speak about, just leave them in the comments below and I would be honored to make a video for you about that. But other than that, guys, so much love, so much appreciation. What you're doing matters, even if it doesn't feel like it. This is a micro alignment by micro alignment game. And it's through all of these little micro alignments, all of these little micro shifts, all of these little micro decisions that lead us to the quantum leap trajectory altering experience that we're looking for in our life. Catch you on the next one.